Hello, this lesson is about mixed numerals and improper fractions and how to go from one to another, how to turn a mixed numeral into an improper fraction and vice versa. First, let's have a look at the definition. A mixed numeral has two parts. One part is the whole number and the other part is a fraction. So 2 and 3/5 is an example of that, where 2 is your whole number part and 3/5 is your fractional part. That is an example of a mixed numeral. An improper fraction is a fraction where the numerator is larger than the denominator. An example of that is 8/5. As you can see, 8, which is the numerator, is larger than 5, which is your denominator. Now let's have a look to see how we can convert a mixed numeral into an improper fraction. Here they are asking us to convert 3½ to an improper fraction. We got 3 and 1 on 2. That means I have 3 holes. I'm showing each hole one a full circle. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. 3 holes and a half. And this is the half. Okay, so 3½ means that, if we show it in shapes. Now, let's see if we want to write the whole thing as out of 2, how many do we have? So, we got 1, 2, each of them is 1 out of 2. So 1 out of 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you've got 7 out of 2, or 7 over 2. But how do you get that? As you can see, each whole has to be times by 2 to get into the number of halves that we have here. So you get 3 times 2, and then that additional 1, which is plus 1. In other words, to change an improper fraction, to change a mixed numeral into an improper fraction, times the whole number by the denominator, times the whole number by the denominator, then add the numerator, times the whole number by the denominator, and add the numerator. And we get 7 onto 3 times 2 plus 1 is 7. And your denominator stays the same, as you can see. So, the rule is that keep the denominator, multiply the whole number by the denominator, and add the numerator to get to the new numerator. I need to fix a couple of things here. Keep the denominator, multiply the whole number by the denominator, and add the numerator to get the new numerator. That should be numerator. All right. That is for this part. But how do we convert an improper fraction into a mixed numeral? So we are going backward. Here they are giving us 5 over 2. This is an improper fraction. How do I know it is an improper fraction? Because the top is larger than the bottom. And I want to change it into a mixed numeral so that I have a whole number part and I have a fractional part. Alright, again 5 out of 2. That means that the whole has been divided into 2 parts. This is one whole. and I need 5 of those parts. So this whole gives me 2, this whole gives me another 2, and I need another 1. Altogether 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, if I want to say how many holes I have here, that's 1, that's 2. So you've got 2 holes, and you've got 1, which is 1 out of 2, or you've got 1 half. Again, to go from an improper fraction to a mixed numeral, you got to remember that 1 whole has been divided by 2 because my denominator is 2. So if that's 1 whole, I got divided by 2. And I've taken 5 of those parts. So each part, this is 1 part, this is 2 parts. I need 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if I want to write it in a different way to see how many holes I have 2 holes here and 1 half, 2 and 1 half. And again, if you want to see what is the rule, divide the numerator by the denominator. So 5 divided by 2. You're going to get 2, and you're going to have 1 as your remainder. And 1 goes at the top, or becomes your new numerator. But the denominator stays the same. Okay, so divide the numerator by the denominator. The answer is the whole number. In this case was 2. 5 divided by 2 is 2. And the remainder is the numerator. And denominator stays the same. You got to pay attention that in both cases, either way, if you're going from a mix to an improper, or if you're going from improper to mixed, your denominator always has to stay the same. Okay, here the denominator was 2, stays 2. Here the denominator was 2 and stayed 2 again. The denominator doesn't change. What changes is your numerator based on these rules. Thank you for paying attention.